Guys, it's JW, and I jumped on today. I'm up at the elementary school again, and I got a few responses on my video I did regarding my distaste, I guess, for Halloween. Not my distaste, but it's not one of my favorite days of the year, and I explained why, and I told little stories about when I was a kid and all that. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch it, but at any rate, some people said I was a party pooper. I guess I am. But anyway, after reading those messages, I went on the local town Facebook page up here, and I saw someone had posted that the principal had canceled the Halloween parade here at the elementary school. Every year they have a nice little parade. All the little kids come out in their costumes. They're cute as a button, and all the parents and the grandparents love taking the pictures, and they're all having fun. I not only don't I have anything against that, I'm 100% in favor of things like that. I think I explained in the video yesterday what I didn't like personally about Halloween, but when I see things like that, where the kids come out and, have a little parade, they just go around the school, it's very safe, and parents and grandparents, they all get their cameras out. And anyway, the principal canceled it, and she didn't let the parents know until Monday night that it was being canceled. And the parents were posting all on this Facebook page that they were irate that, first of all, that it was canceled. Secondly, that they canceled it with such short notice, and I agree with them 100%. And the principal's reasoning behind canceling it apparently was that she thought, this is from one of the posters, that the principal felt that there are poor kids who can't afford to purchase a costume, and she didn't want them to feel bad. And and I call bullshit on that. BS, and BS some more, because there's plenty of costumes you can make for like practically nothing. Get a sheet and be a ghost, or another reason is that all they had to do was send a message to the parents. Some of the kids, won't be able to get costumes this year if you want to donate. And the parents would have, in 2 days, they would have had more costumes than they needed, okay? I know that for a fact. I'm friendly with a lot of the mothers and fathers who pick up their children here. And they're good people, and that's the last thing they would want to do is embarrass or hurt some child. And so I think it's a lame excuse. And it's one more incident of political correctness. There's been a lot of garbage going on in society, and especially in the schools, that really bother me. A friend of mine's son is a teacher, and he had one of those professional days, which they release. The kids don't have to go to school that day, but the teachers go, and I guess they go into different class areas, and they have Zoom meetings and with speakers and all kinds of nonsense, I guess. But to me, a professional day, they should be learning something new that they can pass on to the children. Well, apparently they did. They learned something that they're supposed to pass on to the children, I'm sure. And his mother told me that her son told her that they were talking the whole 4-hour session was on white privilege and how you should be ashamed of yourself, basically, for being white. Now, do some people have white privilege? Sure. But, if you're born into, a good situation, yeah, you got the luck of the draw. And someone else who's born into a crappy situation, they didn't get so lucky. But, that happens in all races, all colors. Now, possibly minorities are affected more by that, or at least used to be. I think things have changed a lot, the way I see it. I think there's been so much over the last, I want to say 40 years, because I was involved in a company at the time that we were looking to hire some minorities for one of the departments, the sales department, and I was picked as someone who was going to train the people they hired. Well, they went on this mission to hire minorities in the the black community in this case, and also the Hispanic community. So they had a couple of Hispanic applicants who applied, and it was a no-brainer. If you applied, you pretty much got hired because they were desperate to meet their quota. The governor or the mayor of Boston, I think it was the mayor of Boston, set up a system where he pretty much told the corporations that if you don't comply, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So they were anxious to hire people, and they could not find a black applicant. They had to, which is like ironic that they had to go out of the inner city where, the poor black kids live. It would have been a great opportunity for a kid to get a job. There's a lot of smart kids over there. I know I went to school in Roxbury, which is the black community here in Boston, and I went to school with some really smart kids, and they were all colors, all nationalities, and several black kids I went to school with were brilliant, very smart kids, honor roll students. And I know they could have found someone if they approached the search correctly, but apparently they didn't. So anyway, they ended up bringing in some African-American young guy, he's probably in his 20s, from the suburbs. Nice kid, don't get me wrong, nice kid, well-educated. But the whole purpose of it was to give a minority who was, needed a break, and it didn't work out. So anyway, I'm familiar with the political correctness. It's good. There's good and bad in everything, and there was good in that and bad in that, okay? And that one didn't work out well for some poor minority kid. The kid that got it was not only not a minority, he was a graduate of a very, very expensive New England college up in Maine. It's called Wesleyan. And so, this kid could have got a job anywhere he wanted, but he said they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. They needed, he used to joke about it. He said they needed me, and he said they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I said, hey, good for you. I don't blame him for taking it, but even he admitted, he said the program was set up to he said my father's a judge. His father was a judge, okay? So I think family was doing okay. Lived in a nice suburb in Massachusetts. But again, it's all good intentions, I'm sure, but oftentimes these politically correct decisions backfire on them. And doing something like canceling a little kid's parade. When I tell you the parade lasts maybe 15 minutes, it's not a big deal. And some of the kids, as I recall, and not kids that were poor, kids just had like a mask on, or, you could paint them up with lipstick or something. I mean, cost should not be the factor or the reason why you have to cancel a parade. I don't know this particular principal. I think she's new. I think it's a mistake, and that's up to them. But I know the mothers and the fathers both were irate when they got the email saying that it was canceled. And again, I don't blame them. But see, so I'm not a anti-Halloween guy. I'm not anti anybody. I'm like, you do you and I'll do me. I just am not a big Halloween fan, and if I get invited to a Halloween party, I turn the invitation down. Now, when I was younger, I went to a couple of them because, there was good-looking girls there, man. If you wanted to meet girls, you went to the party. So, why wouldn't you? But anyway, I thought I'd jump on and relay my Halloween information. And tomorrow is All Saints Day. Tonight is Halloween, which is All Saints Eve. And I got to still do some research on that, because I told you in yesterday's video that my grandfather told me that was the big celebration in Ireland. It was on Halloween Eve, and they call it, I think they said they called it Hallows Eve. But anyway, it was more of a religious thing than a dress-up thing. And I think they went to people's houses, and I guess they got coins or something. I think the people gave the kids like a penny. Back then, I mean, my grandfather's be 100 and some years old now. So I mean, back then a penny was, you get a piece of candy for a penny. You get like a Hershey bar. Now what's a Snickers bar cost? Like $2. Inflation's really gone through the roof. But anyway, don't get me started on that, right? So anyway, those of you who celebrate Halloween and wish to go out and trick-or-treat, I wish you nothing but fun and joy. I hope you score some some great candy. And just because I'm not in favor, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be. And just don't steal any other kids' candy, right? Just stick to your own bag and you'll be fine. Anyway, always good talking to you folks, and I'll jump on again soon. Talk to you later.